Wait. Oke. Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Siti Fatimah Azzahra, and I'm here gonna present about the English Phonology and Pronunciation, Unit 13, which is the weak forms. Okay, here are the list of materials that I'll be presenting today. The first one is the definition of weak forms. The second one is function words. The third one is when weak forms are not applicable. And the last one is the list of weak forms. Okay, for the first one, let's try pronouncing these sentences. We have two sentences here. The first one is, I like that. And the second one is, I hope that she will. The sentences are different here. The difference are, the first one is, I like that. The that in the first sentence is a strong form because it has the little emphasis on the that. And while the second one, I hope that she will, has weak form because the that in the I hope that she will is just a little bit softer than the first one. That is the weak forms. When a function word or grammatical word is not stressed in a phrase or a sentence, it is pronounced flatter, softly, and quickly. Those words are called weak forms. Weak forms occur on small, less important words like prepositions and articles that link the operative or key content words of a sentence together, like things such as verbs, adverbs, adjectives, or nouns. These weak form words are what we call function words, and typically they are words such as, okay, the first one is auxiliary verbs such as am, are, be, been, can, could, do, does, has, had, shall, should, was, were, and would. The second one is the prepositions such as at, for, from, of, and to. The third one is like the pronouns such as he, her, him, his, me, she, them, us, we, and you. And then we have the conjunctions such as for, and, but, or, then, and that. And the next one we have particles such as to. And the last one is like the articles, like the a, d, and n. When those weak forms aren't applicable in sentences, there are certain contexts where only the strong form is acceptable, and others where the weak form is the normal pronunciation. Here are some of the rules. The first one is, for many weak form words, when they occur at the end of the sentence. Example, I am fond of chips. However, when it comes at the end of the sentence, as in the following example, it has the strong form instead. Chips are what I'm fond of. Here we could see that both of is pronounced in different way. Okay, the second one is when a weak form word is being contrasted with another word. Example, the letter from him, not to him. A similar case is what we might call a coordinated use of prepositions, such as a work of and about literature, and I travel to and from London a lot. Okay, the third rules is when a weak form word is given stress for the purpose of emphasis, such as you must give me more money. Here we could see that the must has a little bit of push on their pronunciation to give the emphasis on the word. And the last rule is when a weak form word is being cited or quoted. Example, you shouldn't put "and" at the end of the sentence. Here, the "and" is given a little bit of emphasis, just like the must from the previous example, because it was cited or quoted. Okay. Okay, then we go to the list of weak forms. We have many types here. The first one is D. D have two types of way to pronounce them. Like the first one is, if it was put before consonant, it will sound like the, like shut the door, because here it met with D, a consonant. And the next one, if they came before vowel, then it would be pronounced like D, such as wait for the end. Okay, then the next one here is A and N. A and N. Here, same with D, it has two different types of pronunciation. I'm sorry. If it before consonant, it will become A, like read a book. Or if came before vowel, it will become eat an apple. N, A and N. And the next one we have N. It is pronounced like N, like in come and see. And the next one we have but, like it's good but expensive. Okay, the next one is D. D. I think I mistyped this. I think it was that. That is pronounced like that, like here. The price is the thing that annoys me. Okay, then the next one we have then, like in better than ever. And the next one we have your. Here pronounce y if it came before consonants, like take your time. Or your if it came before vowels, like on your own. Here the R is pronounced, unlike the one before consonant. Okay, then the next one is his, which is when it occurs before a noun. The first one, it is not the first one, it's the only one here. His is pronounced is, but pronounce his at the beginning of a sentence instead. Like, for example, take his name. Another sense of his, as in it was his or his was late, always has the strong form. And the next one we have her, which is pronounced if it came before consonants, like in take her home, or if it came before vowels, like take her out. And the next one here, we have a group of pronouns that has weak forms, pronouns with weaker vowels than the E or U of their strong forms. It used the symbols E or U in preference of the E and U here to represent them. The first one is she, like in the who is she? And there's he in the which did he choose? And there's we, like in how can we get there? And the next one is you in what do you think? Okay, here's we have another list. The first one is him, pronounced like im. Example is leave him alone. And we have her, pronounced like or he when it's sentence initial. Like example, if asks her to come. And then we have them, like in leave them here. And us, like write us a letter. And the next one we have at, like I'll see you at lunch. While in final position, it is pronounced like what he's shooting at. Like the at gets a little bit of jump, like at, like that. And the next one we have for, which pronounced fur if it came before consonants, like T for two. And fur if it came before vowels, like thanks for asking. And if it's in final position, it is pronounced like fo. What's that fo? Like that. And the next we have from. It is pronounced like from. Example like I'm home from work. And if it came in final position, it is pronounced like from. Like here's where it came from. And the next one is of, pronounced like of, like in most of all. And if it's in final position, it's pronounced like of, like someone I've heard of. And the next one is to. If it came before consonants, it will pronounce like to, like in try to stop. And if it came before vowels, it will be pronounced like to, like time to eat. And the next one we have as, pronounced like as in as much as possible. And then we have some, pronounced like some, like in have some more tea. Or if it in final position, it will pronounce like Sam. I've got some. Oh, I'm sorry. It will be pronounced like some. Like I've got some. Okay. And then we have there. If it came before consonants, it will be pronounced like there. As in there should be some rule. There should be a rule. And then if it came before vowels, it would be pronounced like there. Like there is. And then we have can and could. Can and it is pronounced like can and could. Like they can wait and he could wait. If it's in final positions, then it would be pronounced like can and could. Like in example, I think we can and most of them could. Like that. And then we have has, and had, which is pronounced like F, S, and at. The H is not pronounced. Like for example, it's like which have you seen, like, and which has been best, and most had gone home. If it came in final position, then it will be read as have, has, and had, like it has a little jump on that A. Like in, for example, we have yes, we have, I think she has, and I thought we had, like that. Then the next we have shall and should, read as shall or should. Like for example, we shall need to hurry, or I should forget it. If it came in final position, it will become shall and should. Just like the example from before, there is a little emphasis on the A and the ud. And for example, it is I think we shall and so you should. And the next one we have must. If it came before consonant, it would be must. I'm sorry, like that. Yes, must. And if it came before vowel, it will become must. Like, for example, you must try harder and he must eat more. If it come in final position, it will be read as must, like she certainly must. And the next one we have do and does. For do, if it came before consonant, it will become the, like why do they like it? And if it came before vowels, it will become do, like in why do all the cars stop? And for does, it was read as does, like when does it arrive? If do came in final position, it will read as does, like we don't smoke, but some people does. Yes, I think that's it. And the next one we have am, are, was, and were. For the first one is am. It is pronounced like am, like why am I here? Okay, and the next one is are, which if it came before consonant, it will pronounce like like here are the plates. And if it came before vowels, it would pronounce like with the pronounce pronounce r, yes. Like the coats are in there. And for was, it's pronounced like was, like in he was here a minute ago. And for were, if it came before consonants, it will pronounce like were, like the papers were late. And if it came before vowels, it will be pronounced like were, like the questions were easy. And if am came in the final position, it will be read as am with the jump on the M. Like she's not as old as I am. And for the R, I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused with what I wrote here. Oh, and for the R, if it in final positions, it will be pronounced like the long Like, for example, I know the Smiths are. And for was, if it's in final position, it will be pronounced like was. Like, for example, the last record was. And for were, if it in final positions, it will be pronounced as were. Like the is long with the titik dua di situ. Like they weren't as called as we were. The R are not pronounced there. Okay, I think that's all. Any questions? I don't think there's any questions here. So I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening for my presentation. I hope you all a very good day. Again, thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Ada dong orangnya.
Ada orangnya.
Menges aku, ya ampun.
Ayo dimatikan dulu rekaman.